Praise is due to Allah, who has united the hearts of the believers in Islam and has made it an obligation to remain united and has made it forbidden to become separated in his clear book. I bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, who guides to the straight path whom he wills, and I bear witness that our leader Muhammad is his messenger and the best caller to the way that is straight. O Allah, send your prayers and your peace upon our leader Muhammad and upon his family and upon his companions, whose hearts were united and whose souls were educated, so that they became victorious leaders. And what follows thereafter, O believers of Allah, I advise you as well as I advise myself to first have the proper regard for Allah and thereafter be obedient to him. Dear believers, I greet you with the universal greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be with you. We are still in the conversation of the Rabbis. And these Rabbis are personal statements that are made by someone who has an individual concern or an individual request to the Creator. And these statements begin, Rabbi, or my Lord. And this week we are looking at a Rabbi of a child, someone's child, not a particular person, so to speak, in this instance. So in the surah, the verse prior to the Rabbi, it says that Allah decreed that you worship nothing but him. And then it goes on to say to honor your parents. And if one of them or both of them achieve old age in your life, then do not say to them a word of contempt. Do not talk to them with anger. And it says, do not yell at them, but speak to them respectfully. And then the verse with the Rabbi, it says for you to honor them, to be humble and lower your wing of mercy and pray, my Lord, have mercy or be merciful to them as they raised me when I was a child. So this Rabbi, this statement by the Creator, or more so a command, because it says that Allah, he decreed upon you to worship nothing but him and to honor your parents. So for some of us, we have maybe troubled relationships with our families, with our parents, based on the experiences that we had growing up. And it causes us to sometimes be short with our parents, or to be annoyed, or to talk to them in ways that we shouldn't. Maybe we feel that it is warranted because we are now adults, and what they put us through, we couldn't speak on before, but now we have that opportunity. But here Allah is telling you, he's telling you that if your parents reach this old age, if it's one of them or if it's both of them, to be humble and speak to them with kindness. And it may seem very hard. It may seem very difficult. But there are many things, if we look at the religion, how we express ourselves religiously may seem difficult to us, yet we still find a way to do them. Allah ties this Rabbi with the statement of Allah decreed to you to worship nothing but him and to honor your parents. So he's not really giving you an option. Allah is not really giving you a gray area to operate in. He is still telling you to not say a word of contempt to them, to not speak to them harshly, to not yell at them. It says to speak to them respectfully. And so for us, it may be very difficult because we're still trying to navigate the relationship that we had. But here is our Creator telling us to push all of that to the side and to be respectful to them, to not yell at them. And then this Rabbi, it says, "Oh my Lord," or "My Lord, be merciful to them as they raised me when I was a child." And sometimes we, not all of us, sometimes we may have things that we struggle to understand. We struggle to understand the perspective of our parents. And maybe that environment was not abusive. Maybe that environment did not involve neglect, but maybe it was how we were brought up or engaged the religion as a youth, as a child. Maybe it was more heavy-handed. Maybe we weren't communicated fully in a way that helped us understand our requirements as a Muslim, as a believer. And so it made that religious expression difficult to us. It made us accepting what they had to say difficult to us because maybe they weren't as consistent, or maybe they are not as consistent as they required you to be. And so there's some anger within. But Allah tells you, and because you're at a point that you're reading the Quran, you're at a point that you're engaging in the religion, He tells you to look past those things and to be merciful to them and not to yell at them, because they raised you. They were merciful to you as a child. And you may say that all they did was have me. But at least they gave you the opportunity. They allowed you to have the life, to have the opportunity to find out or to learn who the Creator is. And that brought you to a place to now you're engaging the Quran. So it says for you to pray, "Oh my Lord, have mercy upon them as they raised me when I was a child." Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. When we look at this Rabbi, for us as readers, for us as reciters, those engaging it at this moment, we look at it as the child to the parent, and we take in all of these experiences. We think on all of the interactions that we had, both positive and negative, with our parents in this time that we were coming up. And so for us, it may be easy to point that finger, to express that blame, or to say that they did this to me and they allowed me to do this or didn't allow me to do that. And now my Creator is telling me to be kind to them. After whatever happened, I have to be kind to them. I have to not yell at them, not say a word of contempt to them. And so we look at it from this idea of the child, unable to go back and change what happened in the past. But if we are those who look forward in life, we understand that one day, inshallah, God willing, our child will read this same verse. Our child will hear this same decree that was placed on them by the Creator. And the child will have to navigate. The child will have to negotiate. How do I take in this information that says that I have to be kind to my parent? that I have to be merciful to them, that I shouldn't yell at them or speak with them with contempt. And so maybe we don't come from a family that started off Muslim. Or maybe we don't come from a family that wasn't really engaged in religion, but we find ourselves to be religious. At some point, if your child follows the way that you're going in this religion of Al-Islam, and they read and engage in the Quran, you do not want them to have the same mental conflict, the same way of having to figure out how do I reconcile the behavior of my parent with what the Creator is telling me to do. So for us, that may be parents, we have to be mindful of what kind of position, what kind of things am I causing my child to have to navigate in the future. We should want our child to be happy to ask that. We should want our child to only have positive memories about us. So when they say to the Creator, "Oh my Lord, be merciful to them as they raised me when I was a child," they're thinking about all the things that you did for them, all the mercy that you showed them, all the kindness that you gave them. And it is not a hard request. It is not something that they have to bite their tongue, that they have to work hard to ask their Creator. Because Allah said that He decreed for the reader, the one who is engaging with this verse, to number one, worship Allah alone. And if they are a believer, if your child grows up to be a Muslim, then this will be a command for them to worship Allah alone. And it says, and honor your parents. And honor your parents. So we don't want our child to struggle with this. We don't want our child to have this feeling of, well, they're always treating me this way, or they've always treated me that way. And they yell at me all the time, and I feel that I have to speak back and yell at them. They don't listen. They're not helpful. They don't encourage me. And so you make it hard for them. Now it's like Allah decreed for me to worship nothing but Him, but He also decreed for me to honor my parents, and this is hard. Am I not a good believer? Because I cannot do this one thing that He decreed for me to do. It's hard for me to be humble. It's hard for me to lower my wing of mercy, to want to take them in and to help them. It's hard for me to pray, my Lord, be merciful to them as they raised me when I was a child. And in the back of this child's mind, they're thinking they were never merciful to me. They were never kind to me. They neglected me. This is not what we want our children to experience. So while it's nice and easy for us to want to blame our parents, to want to look to those who raised us when they reach this old age, and we finally have some kind of control, we can finally have money, we finally have the ability to decide how they live. And all we can think of is, I want to get them back. Or I want to be short with them. I don't want to show them any mercy. I don't want to be kind. I want to yell at them because they yelled at me. Let's not just focus on our existence as a child of this parent, but let us also think of what would be how would our child, how would they navigate this verse? How would they navigate this decree by the Creator. So we have a responsibility. We have a job to do. And that is to be the best parents that we can so that this request is easy for our children. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا تقبل منا إنك سميع عليم إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له بذلك أمرت وأنا المسلمين الحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.